What if I told you that in a few weeks, the money in your bank account could be completely worthless? It sounds crazy, I know, but when shelves go empty it won't matter how much cash is in your pocket. Imagine this. One day you're strolling through the grocery store, everything looks normal. The next, you're staring at bare aisles. Panic buyers are literally fighting over scraps. Prices on what's left are spiking overnight. This isn't a movie script, it's a real possibility we need to be ready for. Food security is everything, and the time to act is right now, not when it's already too late. This isn't about being greedy. Stockpiling isn't about hoarding, it's about survival. It's about making sure your family has food on the table when the system breaks down. So today, I'm going to give you the ultimate game plan. Here are the 7 grocery items you absolutely need to stockpile before the end of September. These aren't trendy health foods or overpriced gimmicks you see on social media. They're the backbone of survival. And you're going to want to stick around for the entire list because number 7, it's the one nobody ever talks about. It's the one item that most people will completely forget, and it could mean the difference between barely scraping by and actually thriving when the shelves stay empty for weeks or even months. Trust me, you don't want to be the person who missed this one. Let's get into it. Alright, coming in at number 1, we have the absolute king of all survival foods. Rice. I'm not just talking about a small bag from the store. I'm talking about stocking up on massive quantities when things go south. Rice is more valuable than gold. Why? It's incredibly calorie dense. A single 20-pound bag contains over 30,000 calories. That's enough energy to keep an adult going for more than 2 weeks. And the cost? It's ridiculously cheap. But when a crisis hits, the supply chains snap, the price will skyrocket. The people who didn't prepare will be desperate, willing to trade anything for a cup of rice. But you can't just throw a paper bag of rice in your garage and forget it. If you don't, moisture, pests, and oxygen will ruin your entire investment. The best way to do it is to get Mylar bags and oxygen absorbers, pour the rice into the Mylar bag, drop in an oxygen absorber, seal it with a hot iron, and then place that bag inside a sealed, food-grade bucket. This creates a fortress for your food. When you do this right, white rice can last for 30 years. You're not just preparing for next month, you're securing your family's future for decades. Historically, control over grain has been the foundation of power. Empires have risen and fallen based on their ability to secure the grain supply. By creating your own personal grain reserve, you're taking a fundamental step toward declaring your independence from a fragile system. Don't just buy one bag, go big. Think about how many people you need to feed and for how long. Calculate your needs, then double it. You need enough to eat, enough to help others, and enough to barter with. Start with simple long-grain white rice. It has the longest shelf life because it has a lower oil content than brown rice. So, your mission for this week is to go out and buy as much rice as you can reasonably store, get the Mylar bags, get the oxygen absorbers, get the buckets, spend a weekend processing it and storing it properly. This single action will put you ahead of 99% of the population. Don't hope, prepare. Now that you have your mountain of calories with rice, you need to pair it with its perfect partner. Coming in at number 2 is the protein powerhouse, beans. Rice alone will keep you alive, but rice and beans will help you thrive. This means they provide all the essential amino acids. Your body needs those to function, build muscle, and stay healthy. In a crisis where fresh meat is a fantasy, beans become your primary source of protein. Without adequate protein, your body starts to break down, you'll feel weak, you'll get sick easier, you won't have the strength for survival tasks. Let's talk dried beans. Most cost-effective and space-efficient, cheap to buy in bulk, 20-pound bag of pinto beans, huge protein per dollar, storage like rice, protect from moisture, protect from pests, protect from oxygen. Now canned beans. They take more space and cost more per serving. They're massive advantage, ready to eat. If the power is out and you can't boil water, open a can of black beans. Open a can of kidney beans. Eat them cold out of the can. Best strategy? Both. Stockpile dried beans for the long haul. Keep canned beans for the first days and weeks. Versatility, make chili, make bean soup, make refried beans, serve as a side dish. They add substance and flavor, crucial for morale. When buying rice, load up on beans. Get pinto, get black, get kidney, get lentils, get chickpeas. Each has different nutrition and taste. Don't underestimate this step. Your body needs protein to survive. Beans are reliable, long-lasting, affordable. This isn't a suggestion, it's a requirement for a complete stockpile. Okay, we've covered our core calories and protein. Now let's talk about morale. At number 3, we have pasta. Some people might overlook pasta thinking it's not as hardcore as rice and beans, but that is a huge mistake. Pasta is an incredible survival food for several key reasons, and its psychological benefit is just as important as its nutritional one. First, let's look at the practical side. Pasta is calorie-dense, just like rice. It's made from durum wheat, which means it's packed with carbohydrates your body can quickly convert into energy. When you're facing a day of hard physical labor, chopping wood, fortifying your home, carrying water, a big bowl of pasta will give you the fuel you need to get it done. It's a workhorse food. Second, the shelf life is fantastic. Standard dried pasta in original packaging, stored cool, dark and dry, can last 2 to 3 years past Best Buy. Third, it's incredibly versatile and cooks quickly. Unlike dried beans that can take hours, you can have pasta ready in about 15 minutes. All you need is boiling water. This is huge when fuel for cooking is a precious resource. But here's the part most preppers miss. Pasta is a comfort food. In a high-stress long-term crisis, your mental state is vital. Sitting down with your family to a warm bowl of spaghetti brings normalcy and comfort. It's a small reminder of life before the crisis that can keep you going. Think about kids. Getting a child to eat rice and beans every day can be a battle. Almost every kid loves pasta. When you're shopping, get a variety of shapes. Spaghetti, penne, rotini, macaroni. Different shapes make meals feel different, even with the same ingredients. This variety fights food fatigue. And like rice and beans, pasta is cheap now. You can stock hundreds of meals for little money. Don't think of pasta as a luxury. Think of it as a strategic tool. It provides energy, it's easy to store, it's fast to cook, and it boosts morale. While your neighbors eat cold canned beans, you'll be serving a hot, comforting meal that recharges your body and your spirit. That's a massive advantage. So, we've already got our plant-based protein covered with beans, but in a real grid-down situation you need another layer of security. That brings us to number 4, canned meats. Ready-to-eat high-quality protein source. Zero prep. Shelf-stable for years. Must-have for a survival pantry. Provides nutrients plants often miss. Canned tuna, canned chicken, canned salmon, canned turkey, Spam, protein, healthy fats, iron, B vitamins. Keeps your energy up, keeps your brain sharp, keeps your muscles strong. Convenience, shelf stability, evacuate in a hurry or the power's been out for days. Pop open a can of chicken, mix it with a little mayo from your stash, and boom, instant protein-rich meal. No cooking, no cleaning, immediate sustenance. Early disaster =sign chaos, stay focused on security, not meals. Canned meats let you eat and go, saving your time and energy. Tactical food for uncertain times. Look for tuna or salmon packed in oil. Fat is your best friend. 9 calories per gram versus 4 for protein and carbs. That oil isn't just for flavor, it's extra fuel. You can even use the oil for cooking other things. Spam gets a bad rap, but for preppers, it's basically a superfood. Pork, salt, and preservatives =sign insanely shelf-stable. Manufacturer says indefinite, realistically count on 5 to 10 years. It's loaded with calories, fat, and protein. Slice it and eat it cold, or fry it up for a hot, salty, satisfying meal. Building your canned meat stash isn't all at once. 4 cans of tuna, 2 cans of chicken, 1 can of Spam. Over months you'll have a solid protein reserve. Aim for variety so you don't get flavor fatigue. You need dense, animal-based protein when it really counts. Alright, let's talk about one of the most underrated but powerful survival foods you can have. Number 5 on our list is peanut butter. This stuff is a nutritional powerhouse and a prepper's best friend. It's a calorie bomb, packed with protein and healthy fats, requires absolutely no cooking. Let's break down the numbers. 2 tablespoons =sign around 200 calories, 2 tablespoons =sign 8 grams of protein, 2 tablespoons =sign 16 grams of fat. Now imagine an entire jar, over 2,500 calories. Shelf life is another huge win. Unopened commercial jars, easily 2 years past expiration if cool and dark. High fat plus low moisture makes them resistant to spoilage. Perfect set-it-and-forget-it item for your deep pantry. Think morale. Peanut butter is comfort food, like pasta. A spoonful can be a huge psychological lift when you're tired and stressed. It's a familiar taste of normalcy. For children, it's a food they will actually eat without a fight. Spread it on crackers, put a dollop in your oatmeal, or eat it right off the spoon. Make a simple peanut sauce to pour over rice. Versatility off the charts. When buying for a stockpile, go with major commercial brands. Look for sugar. Look for hydrogenated oils. Those ingredients act as preservatives and stop oil separation. Longer, more stable shelf life. Don't forget powdered peanut butter. Much longer shelf life because most of the oil has been removed. It's lightweight and compact, great for a bug-out bag. Add a little water to rehydrate it into a paste. Next time you're shopping, start loading up. Peanut butter is inexpensive, and one of the most efficient ways to stockpile calories, protein, and fat. A dozen jars equals a dozen emergency fuel tanks for your body. Cold, exhausted, need a quick and massive energy boost. Nothing beats a spoonful of peanut butter. What you eat for your first meal of the day sets the tone for everything that follows. In a crisis, you need a breakfast that is warm, filling, and provides slow-release energy to get you through a tough morning. That's why number 6 on our list is oats. Rolled oats or oatmeal are a fundamental part of any serious food stockpile. They are cheap, nutritious, and incredibly easy to store long-term. Oats are a complex carbohydrate, which means your body digests them slowly. This provides a steady stream of energy, unlike sugary cereals that lead to a quick spike and then a crash. A warm bowl of oatmeal in the morning will stick with you, keeping you full and focused for hours. Nutritionally, oats are a rock star. They are packed with fiber, which is essential for digestive health, especially when your diet becomes less varied. They also contain a surprising amount of protein, manganese, magnesium. Storage is incredibly simple and effective. Just like rice and beans, rolled oats can be stored for the long haul. When sealed in Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers and kept in a cool, dark place, they can last for up to 30 years. Think about the fuel efficiency. A pot of oatmeal can be cooked in just a few minutes with a minimal amount of water and fuel. Oats are also incredibly versatile. You can eat them plain or you can use them as a canvas for other items in your stockpile. Add a spoonful of peanut butter for extra protein and fat. Stir in some honey. Beyond breakfast, oats have other uses. You can grind them into flour to make simple flatbreads, pancakes. Don't sleep on oats. They are one of the cheapest and most effective ways to ensure you have a reliable, nutritious, and comforting breakfast every single day. Go to the store and buy the big cylindrical containers of rolled oats. Or for the ultimate long-term storage, buy them in bulk bags and pack them away in Mylar. Your future self will thank you for it. We've made it to number 7. I told you this was the one that nobody talks about, the one that everyone forgets. It's not a grain, it's not a protein, it's not a carb. The final and arguably one of the most critical items you need to stockpile is salt. I'm not talking about a single shaker. I'm talking about pounds and pounds of it. In a long-term crisis, salt is life. Why is salt so important? Your body literally cannot function without it. Salt, or sodium chloride, is an essential electrolyte. Regulates fluid balance, nerve function, muscle contractions. If you're sweating from physical labor, you are losing salt. Cramps, dizziness, complete system shutdown. You can't live without it. Biological necessity is just the beginning. The true power of salt in a survival scenario is its role as a preservative. For thousands of years before refrigeration, salt was the primary method for preserving meat and fish. If you hunt an animal or catch a lot of fish, you have a very short window to use that meat before it spoils. With a large supply of salt, you can cure that meat and preserve it for weeks or months. This transforms you from a day-to-day scavenger into someone who can build a sustainable food supply. And then there's flavor. Plain rice, boiled beans. The psychological toll of that blandness is brutal. A little bit of salt can make unpalatable food not just edible but enjoyable. It enhances flavor. Meal that feels like a punishment versus a meal that feels like a reward. That boost to morale cannot be overstated. Historically, salt was so valuable that it was used as currency. The word salary comes from the Latin word sal, for salt, because Roman soldiers were sometimes paid in salt. In a post-collapse economy, salt will once again become an incredibly valuable commodity for barter. People will trade almost anything for it once their own small supply runs out. Here's the best part. Salt is ridiculously cheap, and it lasts forever. It's a mineral. It doesn't spoil. You can buy a massive 25-pound bag of iodized salt for a few dollars. Stored in a dry place, it will outlive you, your children, and your grandchildren. There is no other survival prep that offers this much utility and value for such a low cost. So when you're making your list, put salt at the very top. Buy more than you think you could ever need. Buy plain iodized salt. The iodine is an essential nutrient that prevents goiter. Store it in buckets to keep it dry. This isn't just a seasoning. It's a critical tool for preservation. This isn't just a seasoning. It's a critical tool for health. This isn't just a seasoning. It's a critical tool for wealth. It is the keystone that holds your entire survival plan together. So there you have it. Rice, beans, pasta, canned meats, peanut butter, oats, salt. These are the 7 pillars of survival. Look around you right now. The shelves are full, the trucks are running, and everything seems normal. But the signs are there if you're willing to see them. Don't wait until the shelves are empty and the panic has begun. The time to build your ark is before the rain starts. Stock up now, while you still can. This isn't about fear, this is about responsibility. It's about taking control of your own security in an uncertain world. These 7 items aren't about luxury, they're about survival. They are your insurance policy against chaos, your guarantee that you can provide for the people you care about when things fall apart. The peace of mind that comes from a well-stocked pantry is something you can't put a price on. It's the foundation upon which you can build a real plan, to not just survive, but to lead. Your mission starts now. Don't just watch this video and forget about it. Take action, make a list, go to the store, start building your stockpile today, share this video with someone who needs to hear it because we're all in this together. And let us know in the comments what you're stocking up on, or if there's a critical item you think we missed. Stay safe, stay prepared, and thank you for watching.